Hello everyone, I am Griffin Knight, the Emperor to the Nerd Empire, and I welcome you all to this video. We are reacting to Shoe on Head's video. It's called The Cougar Epidemic, Young Men Dating Older Women. For the current generation, apparently this is known as Hagmaxing, and I think that's just weird, but you know, every generation comes up with new terms and slang for something. So let's see what Shoe on Head has to say about this so-called cougar epidemic that is currently going on right now.
Various social and economic factors and thanks to various social and economic factors and the rich evil pedophile clowns that run our gay retarded government, the American dream of owning a house and having a wife and 2 kids is dying. And
yeah, it's been it's been dying for like the past 10-20 years maybe, because the ability to be able to afford a home has just gone out of freaking control. Like the average cost, I think the average cost of a house in America in general, I think is, if I remember correctly, it's like $300,000 to $400,000, and the average median income of an American, I think, is $35,000 to $45,000. I think it is. So there is no real feasible way for currently people nowadays to, you know, comfortably to be able to afford a house. Just the mortgage payments alone would be more than people make in a couple of months. I mean, my brother has a house right now and he's struggling really hard just to be able to you know, do his monthly payments. And the thing is, like, everything has been going up in price, but the pay for people just barely goes up at all, if it goes up at all anyways. So yeah, people being able to afford stuff is just, you know, way out of reach now. Nobody can afford anything.
the Zoomer Coomer fantasy of a rich older girlfriend taking charge and making you chicken nuggies while you play video games in your pajamas all day is thriving. Back in my day, we called this
I already kind of do that. I don't much care for chicken nuggets, honestly. I've had them so much to the point where I can't really stand them that much. I mean, I might have them every once in a great while, but I can't really stand them anymore because I've had it too much. But that's what all I pretty much do is I go to work, I come home, I either don't wear pants or I wear pajama pants or I wear shorts, and I just sit in front of my computer all day, play games, watch anime, read manga, make content. That's all I really do. I think it's pretty relaxing, but you know.
cougar hunting. Or, you know, mommy issues. But the kids today are calling it something different. Hagmaxing. In my last video, I jokingly referenced the term hagmaxing.
You've been on a date with a 40-year-old?
Okay, that's different.
How is that different?
He's right, it's different. You're robbing the cradle, he's hagmaxing.
Meet the Hagmaxers, Gen Z's new social trend of dating older women. A very strange phenomenon is making its rounds on social media. Gen Z men are ditching casual sex with their women to pursue long-term relationships with financially stable and experienced millennial ladies. Oh god, even as a male, this just seems... It just makes me feel old. And I'm not even middle-aged yet. I'm not even 40 yet. I'm in my early 30s. God, the millennials have now become the cougars and the MILFs. Yikes. Where's the time gone? You know, personally, I don't really see anything wrong with younger gentlemen who want to get with an older lady. There's nothing wrong with that, but there is a point where it might become a bit of questionable, because there have been some people some ladies who have gotten with younger men who are under the age of 18. It's mainly people between the ages of 15 and 17. Men between the 15 and 17 who have gotten with women who are in their mid 20s to early 30s, possibly older. And it seems that they've been able to get away with it without getting much trouble. And, you know, flip it around and the guys get absolutely flamed and burned at the stake for it. And, you know, the lady side of it, you know, seem to get away with it more often than not. But, you know, if you're over 18 and you're going after somebody who is, you know, in their late 20s, early 30s, I don't really see a problem with that because you're consenting adults. But, you know, wait till they're actual adults before, you know, you start doing this shit.
Kate yourself, which greatly intrigued a lot of you. So I decided, you know what,
Hang on.
Which greatly intrigued a lot of
Hagmaxing made me laugh my fucking ass off. Hagmaxing, that's a new one. Hagmaxing, LMAO, holy fucking shit. I started crying at Hagmaxing. Hagmaxing got to be the funniest word I've this year. Fucking dude, grammar, English. Hagmaxing had me audibly laugh at 4 a.m. I didn't know Hagmaxing was terminology that existed. That's such a ridiculous term. I bursted out laughing. It is, because it used to be just known as MILF hunting or just going after MILFs. It wasn't hags or Hagmaxing. It was just going after an older person.
Of you. So I decided, you know what, I am going to make an entire video dedicated to covering this phenomenon. Gen Z men going out of their way to date older women. What is this? Why is this happening? Is this happening? And if it's happening, is it a good thing, or is it a symptom of broader societal issues? Why are all these young whippersnappers scooping up these older timepieces? Oh, speaking of timepieces, let's quickly get into today's sponsor, Holzgern. Holzgern is a young Austrian company that creates uniquely crafted watches, jewelry, Hagmaxing, Riz.
I do apologize, shoe on head. I mainly skip a lot of ads unless it truly interests me, so I don't really much care for the necklaces and the watches, so I do apologize for that.
What's up with Gen Z slang, dude? Looks maxing, Hagmaxing, Riz, sus. Back in my day, we had our epic bacon and rafflecopters, and we were happy. Now, when
God, rafflecopter. That is an old one. That makes me feel old.
I think of the term hag, I usually think of an evil, cackling witch. But no, apparently now it means women above 30. You guys. I'm so tired of comments that are like, I used to watch you when I was in 3rd grade and now I'm graduating college. Good for you. Awesome. Congratulations. My knees hurt when I get up off the floor.
It really puts it into perspective how old you are when you have people who comment in your YouTube videos saying that they've been watching you since they were a kid and now they're grown up and going into college or getting a job or something like that. It really hits you hard when you see those comments in your own videos. And it makes you feel so old. Oh my God. I mean, it made me feel old when I realized how long I was watching Markiplier and seeing him grow up throughout the years of his YouTube career and how much he's grown and everything. It really puts into perspective how old you've gotten.
Now, this term Hagmaxing went viral a few months ago with this screenshot. Meet the Hagmaxers, Gen Z's new social trend of dating older women. A very strange phenomenon is making its rounds on social media. Gen Z men are ditching casual sex with their women to pursue long-term relationships with financially stable and experienced millennial ladies. Now, even though this article doesn't actually exist, it was a meme created on 4chan, because of course it was, but the meme did spark a massive
4chan creates a lot of shit.
Conversation and debate about Hagmaxing. And people had a lot of strong opinions about it. Motherless behavior.
I don't really believe this one. I don't think it's motherless behavior. A lot of guys like to go for older women because there's less drama with these older women. There's they're not as not I'll say this, not as narcissistic as these women within their own age group. You know, they've sort of grown out of that behavior and are actually more mature and everything. And a lot of these women who are older, since their looks have started to go, you know, downhill, I know it's a mean thing to say, a lot of these women have started to, you know, develop a personality, which I think a lot of these younger women, if they actually developed a personality rather than relied on their looks alone, they would actually, you know, pull more guys that would be willing to wife them up. But a lot of these older women are more caring. They're just, you know, less of a headache, so to speak. And this is coming from an older dude.
This is just mommy issues rebrand. Another day, another psyop.
I think it's funny that when a lot of people see these younger guys going after these older ladies, they always say it as mommy issues or something like that. And it's the same thing with a lot of the younger ladies going for older men. They say it as daddy issues. Now, it's not 100% mommy or daddy issues. It's just people, a lot of these people like the older person because, you know, they're more stable. They're not as dramatic. They are actually have their a good head on their shoulders. They have their wits about them. And, you know, it's just, they're more logical. They don't act on their emotions. It's hard to explain.
It's not hagmaxing, it's MILF hunting, and it's an art. Please don't misappropriate my fetishes, giving the dumbest name known to humankind to having a mommy kink. I mean, to be honest, I'm 16, waiting for a 20 to 25.
Okay, no. This is what I was talking about earlier before. There are people who are under the age of 18 who are trying to get somebody who is over the age of 18. And and if you are over the age of 18 and you are knowingly going after somebody, if you're going after somebody and you know they are under 18, you have a serious problem, and you need to have the, you know, authorities called on you. Now, if you're going after somebody and later on find out that they're under 18 and you stop seeing them, then that's fine, because you found out that they were under 18 and you knew it was wrong and you stopped. And you told them. You told them that you can't see them anymore because it is illegal. It doesn't matter what the age of consent is. It is still illegal. So yeah, just if you're going to go for somebody and you're under the age of 18, go for somebody within your own age range and keep it legal, people.
5-year-old to pick me up, lol. Okay, officer. I'm gonna throw up. I would love to have a 40-year-old sugar mama who buys me gifts and pays my bills. Drizzle, drizzle. Young, hard dicks and the older women who enjoy them. This isn't new. Hagmax bandwagoners are so
that's
cringe.
not really new.
I've been hagmaxing since 2nd grade in Miss Johnson's class.
How about no?
I'm going to kill every last Gen Z and Gen Alpha kid on this planet, including myself. I want to be a hagmaxer, lol. Any female taker, XD. I like thick MILFs and I cannot lie.
You know, I can't disagree with this. I cannot disagree with this. I like thick MILFs and I cannot lie. I cannot disagree.
Oh, nice. It must be socially acceptable for 37-year-old men to date 20-year-old women.
You know, if the reverse is fine, then this should be fine, logically speaking. Now, if it's not fine for a man in their late 30s to date a woman who is 20 years old, then it is not fine for the reverse to happen. You can't have your cake and eat it too. That's how this works. If one is okay and the other isn't, then neither should be okay.
again. Whoa, let's not get ahead of ourselves here. Absolutely not. I fucking love adult women. Women over 32 should be illegal. Now, according to the very astute, always reliable source, knowyourmeme.com, the term hagmaxing is very popular in the vtuber community.
Let's see. Nevertheless, the idea of young men hagmaxing began to gain traction online, especially in the VTuber community, where various women expressed mock surprise and made jokes about their fans hagmaxing by following them. Other Twitter users chided their peers for sharing an obviously fake article, calling it boomer behavior to fall for obvious bait. Now, there's one VTuber I know that is part of VShojo that does. I don't know how often she does, but I've heard her on multiple occasions call herself a hag, or ask if people believe that she is a hag, and I always keep asking people, at what age do you consider being a hag? But apparently it's 30 or older, or 25 or older. I don't freaking know. But that is Matara, I think her name is called. I think it's Matara. Matara-Khan. I think that's it. Yeah, Matara-Khan. I hope I'm pronouncing her name right. She, on a number of occasions that I've seen, has called herself a hag, or asked her peers on Twitter if people consider her a hag, or something like that. But yeah, I've heard of this being in the VTuber community mostly, rather than any other kind of community. But there's a lot of things going on in the VTuber community.
Now, I don't have much interest in the VTuber community, but they seem to have a lot of interest in me. A lot of interest.
Oh yeah. I have seen a lot of fucking VTubers reacting to Shoe on Head's videos. And it is amazing just how many have made reaction videos to her videos. I've seen quite a few of them. I can't remember all their names, but I've seen. I'm gonna have to look at them because I can't freaking remember. Spite has made one. Who else was there? Kitsunero, I think, has. Oh, Smugalana has made one. Rosie Belmu, as well. I don't know if Dragon Spit has done, but Rosie Belmu, fuck, I already forgot. Smugalana. And a couple other more that I've watched before as well, that have made just reaction videos to a few of Shoe on Head's videos, and it's amazing how they all flock to Shoe on Head.
Should I do a video reacting to VTubers reacting to me one day? That might be fun. Let me know.
Yes, Shoe on Head, I recommend it. I would love to see you make a video of you reacting to VTubers reacting to you, just to see how you would react to the different variations of the VTubers that have reacted to you. I think it'd be awesome. It's so many ways, so many reacts. Reacception, that's what this is.
Know if I should do that. Although it seems to be a meme amongst the VTubers and the weebs, it is apparently a thing happening in real life. Rise of the boy toy. Why
boy toy. This is such a weird word.
Older women are dating Gen Z men at record rate. One woman stated, "Women my age seem to be excited by the freshness and lack of bitterness that comes with dating someone younger. Younger men seem more open and less burdened by insecurity."
That's because they haven't really gone out in the real world to experience it yet. So they're still pretty much innocent and hopeful. And, give it a few more years, they'll be burdened and insecure and stressed and anxious.
Okay, I have a feeling I'm going to be saying this like 100 times in this video, but could you imagine an article like this? with the genders reversed. I love dating these
Oh, if it was reversed, the men would be getting flamed all to hell.
young, fresh boys. They're less bitter. They have less baggage. They're not ran through. People would just be calling it red pill incel shit. Age gap relationships between millennial women and Gen Z men are on the rise. Our analysis of age hypogamy reveals the pragmatic underpinning of these relationships. It sometimes comes down to who's available. Many older men prefer to date younger women. The same is true for a lot of older women, with millennial and Gen Z men emerging as appealing dating options. For their part, many Gen Z men might have few opportunities to date women their own age, or prefer to date older women for various reasons. Enter millennial women.
And I'm proud to be a millennial with my side part and skinny jeans.
This is just cringy. This is just cringy as hell. Why would you actively want to make this a video?
If you're an older millennial woman, you might be attracted to younger men for their energy, inclusive views about sex and gender, and superior care and literacy about their partner's emotional well-being.
I will say when I was younger, like between 18 and 25, I would actively look for older women rather than women my own age. So I have tried this. It didn't work for me. It's not going to work for everybody, but I have done it myself. But I made sure to stay within my own age range and make sure that those who would talk to me knew I was, of legal age. Because I'm not going to pull people in to do some illegal shit because, I'm not stupid.
In many ways, Gen Z men see millennial women as an opportunity to level up emotionally and socially. With their evolved attitudes about everything from non-monogamy and gender fluidity to the anti-hustle soft life, Gen Z men may be the most likely generation to overturn powerfully entrenched stereotypes about sex and relationships. The kind featured by podcast bros. I love how millennial
Podcast bros. I have seen a lot of those, what this article would call podcast bros. And look, there are very few things I will agree with them on, but most of the things they say is probably just stupid. They do make some points, but most of the stuff is probably just how they feel in what they're saying. So I take a lot of what they say with a grain of salt.
women have just psyoped themselves into believing a man who thinks fucking a whole bunch of different women at the same time with no romantic commitment is an evolved way of looking at relationships. Like, yes, queen, that zoomer you're banging is so open-minded and progressive. He's not like those podcast bros. I swear modern feminism is like the greatest trick men have played on women. Like, just a bunch of dudes got in a room one day and were like, hear me out. We convinced them that getting naked and sleeping around is empowering. Genius! Even Hollywood seems to be hopping on the Hagmaxing train. Why are so many older women?
I don't think it's really guys that have mostly done that. I mean, there are probably some guys that have gotten in and tried to convince women of that, but I think it's mostly women that have done that. And it's mostly the bitter ones that have tried to do that in the woke culture.
Women dating younger men in recent rom-coms. I'm old enough to be your mother, sighs Anne Hathaway as she passionately entwines with Amazon's new heartthrob Nicholas Galitzine in The Idea of You. Oh, Anne Hathaway? I'm sorry, who wouldn't Hagmax with Anne Hathaway?
What a forward.
I will admit she is a beautiful woman. I will admit, but I don't know if I would. I mean, if the opportunity came to me, I probably would, but actively, would I actively try to? No. I'm good.
Young man you are.
It's that kind of way. If somebody talks to me like in that kind of way, I don't like that. I see that as belittling. And I don't like it. It actually upsets me.
My goodness.
This phenomena is a groundbreaking shift.
It just sounds like she's talking down to him like he's a child. And I actually do not like it when people talk to me like I'm a child that's ignorant of the world around him. It's just like, are you trying to piss me off?
Considering Hollywood's reputation for perpetuating the male gaze and old men's uncanny obsession with younger women.
Wait, hang on.
Perpetuating this phenomena is a groundbreaking shift, considering Hollywood's reputation for perpetuating the male gaze and old men's uncanny obsession with younger women. I really don't care about this shit, but it is so funny how much of this equality stuff is just, okay, now it's women's turn to do the thing we said was bad. All the new strong female leads in movies that are just kind of assholes, celebrating of billionaire female CEOs. Like, did you actually want change? Or was it really all just penis envy?
At this point, with how things have gone, I think it's more penis envy than wanting actual change. It's like a lot of these women were jealous of how men were able to act, and they wanted that instead of actual change. And now that they've gotten that, a lot of these guys don't really want them, at least within their own age range. So they go to more ignorant and innocent young men.
Older women partnering with younger men. Why do some people have a problem with that? Perhaps celebrities will help.
I honestly don't really have a problem. Date who you want to date. Just, there is a line. There is an actual line, and it's just a line you shouldn't really cross. And if you're going to go for somebody that is, actual legal age. Don't actively go for somebody that is under the age of 18 and it is illegal. It does not matter if you're a man or a woman. That is illegal and you should be arrested for it.
Ease the stigma. The French president's wife, Brigitte Macron, is almost 25 years older than her husband. They met when he was 15 and she was his high school teacher. Wait.
Yeah, see, like that. If you are a teacher, you should not be going after your own students. At that point, your teacher license should be revoked, and you should be banned from going to schools.
Wait, that is not good. There should be a stigma against that. What? Maybe these high-profile women will help shatter the stigma and normalize the benefits of widening our options when seeking romantic partnerships. After all, at every age, we deserve what our hearts desire.
No, okay. I've said this in other videos before. I've said this throughout my entire life because my mom has also said this to me and she's taught me this. Nobody deserves anything. Nobody deserves anything. If you want something, you work for it to earn it. Nobody deserves what their heart desires, especially at any age. If you want romance from somebody who's younger than you, make sure they are over the age of 18. Nobody deserves love. Nobody deserves hate. Nobody deserves anything. You want something, you earn it. Especially when it comes to romance. If you want romance from somebody, work for it and earn it. And for God's sakes, make sure it's fucking legal.
No. When you are a grown-ass teacher and your heart desires an underage student, you do not, in fact, deserve that. What am I reading? I'm 37 and my boyfriend is 23. I make upper six figures and own a condo in New York City. At least 3 of my friends are also dating significantly younger men. One is 32 and has been dating a 19-year-old for 3 years.
For those who can't count, they were dating when she was 29 and he was 16. That is severely wrong. Severely wrong. And yet she's not in trouble for it.
I don't rely on men to be financially stable. I don't need my man to have a good job. We both know what we want out of this relationship, and we're getting it. You know, honestly, good for this wait. One is 32 dating a 19-year-old for 3 Oh no. We older women aren't man haters. We have a lot of love and make a man feel like a man. We are not drama queens. We can't get pregnant. We are very sexy. I'm not like the other girls. I'm in.
That's another reason why a lot of these younger guys are going after these older women. Because a lot of the older women they go for can't have kids anymore and they can't produce eggs. So they have no fear of getting the woman pregnant, so they're just hooking up with them and, you know, just getting with them. They're not in a long-term relationship with them, at least most of them, because it's a mutual agreement between the older woman and the younger man. They're just there to meet each other's needs, either emotionally or physically, mostly physically. And they're just having fun. Now, some of them do develop into relationships, and they do end up dating each other probably until one of them dies, and then the other one moves on. But still, it's, you know, there's nothing wrong with it. But like I said multiple times throughout this video, just make sure it's legal.
Fertile. Men dating older women is called hagmaxing now? Why can't men just be normal? Why does everything have to be misogynistic? No, it's not misogynistic. The term hag here is endearing.
If you think hag maxing is misogynistic, you need some serious mental help. Not everything that happens for a man doing something with a woman or to a woman is misogynistic. Go out and touch grass and get some mental help.
We're taking back the term hag. It's like when black people took back the N-word. There's something seriously disgusting about men taking advantage of women's loneliness for their resources. So when it's a younger man dating an older woman, the younger man is still the predatory one? What? You guys just cannot win.
Yeah, it's really sad. Like a lot, I know it's not the majority of women. It's these dumbass women who don't have a single wrinkle in their brain that think no matter what a man does, it is always the man that is at fault. No matter what. Like, how does that make any logical sense in reality? You know, it's a lot of these older women are the ones that are actively going after these younger men. So it's in no way, shape, or form the man's fault. It's like, what the hell?
Really? This is so disgusting. 34 is not old. I am not a hag. Okay, so we've heard from the hags. Now let's hear from the hagmaxers. Why are these young men dating older women? I have mommy issues. Oh, well, there has to be
You know what? Gotta give it to him. At least she's being truthful.
other reasons, right? I have a granny fetish. Come on, there's gotta be.
There are some grannies. Not all grandmas are in their 60s, 70s, or 80s. There are some that are in their 50s or so, and they still look fantastic. So, you know, there are some grandmas that are actually quite good looking.
Be another reason. Because Gen Z women aren't worth going for. And I have mommy issues. To be honest, as a guy who's 22 dating a 36-year-old, I think for the most part older women are just a lot less drama and just more mature. Older the better. Most have a car, a house, financial stability, and time. They are mature and can teach you some valuable lessons, wisdom, and experience. I'm still 19, and for me, older women I flirt with at bars and clubs are much more receptive and flirty than Zoomer girls. Honestly, it's partly because modern Western girls from 18 to 25 are like 80% hoes now. A woman who is 30 today likely has fewer partners, sexual or other, than a woman who is 5 years younger than her. I changed my
you see a lot of people in this current generation, or like from Gen Z, that have like an OnlyFans or a Fansly or something like that, and they're doing all these sort of things, and they're just and I mean, I don't really know what to say. They're just I don't know.
Tinder age range from 20 to 25 to 30 to 39 and have been going on more dates than ever before with beautiful women who do not care that I don't make six figures at 22 years old. It's either take care of a
Well, yeah, it's because you can't really be expected to make that much when you're in your early 20s. I mean, you're basically still a new adult.
younger woman who we know is potentially a flight risk, or appreciate an older woman who has their own shit together. George W. Bush married an older woman to get that money. I don't think George W. Bush should be a role model for anything.
I don't think any politician or president should be a role model for anything.
Easy, good sex, intellectual conversations, less games, more fun, and they treat you nicely. They tend to be more grounded. Did I mention the sex part? Oh, and if it's post-menopause, even better. If girls can date older men, then why not younger men date older women? I'm 16, and I'm not attracted to anyone below 30 years old.
Yeah. Oh, excuse me. You're 16. You shouldn't be going for anybody that's older than 18.
Ah yes, the elusive reverse pedophile. Dating a woman with a career, property, experience in bed, and life. What's not to like? Young sluts want the money up front. Old sluts are just happy to get some attention. Older women fed me, slept with me, and sent me on my way with snack packs. Legit amazing.
You know, you can't really argue with this. It's because the older women actually take care of you. They actually mature and they don't pull crazy ass shit.
I'm 26 now, dating a 38-year-old after years of trying with women my age and younger. They are all social media obsessed narcissists. I feel like they're hyping up millennial women too much here. Oh, they're not narcissists obsessed with social media. You guys weren't around during the MySpace days. Have you ever met a Gen Z woman? Who would want to date them? They're me, give me, take care of me. Man, if the ones my age ain't loyal, might as well. They're basically like a grandma caring for you and taking care of you. Oh my god. Nothing like a no denture adventure.
Oh god.
People are sick. No, I don't believe this is happening more than ever just
No
because
denture adventure.
Gen Z men like easy sex or gifts. Or that Gen Z women are too obsessed with drama or social media. No, I think there's more to it, and I have a few theories. So, as we talked about before in other videos, a lot of men are dropping out of college.
Men are falling behind in higher education, and the trend may not be letting up. Among all student demographics attending a four-year public institution, white men, why do we have to bring race into this, experience the sharpest decline in enrollment, falling nearly 20%. Why don't we just say men? Why white men? Why do we gotta bring race into this? You know, if people want a job almost right away and a good paying job, we need more people in the trades. Too many people are trying to go for a 4+ year degree when statistically you're not really going to be making that kind of money back or that kind of money at all for the next 10+ years. So go for a 4-year degree if you want, but it's not going to be easy to be making that kind of money. Go for a trade. Trade is actually one of the best things you can go for. They make a great amount of money. Plus, you know, you have a great set of skills that can go great with almost any job out there. You wouldn't be wanting for a job.
The issue is a lot of young
College-educated women report greatest difficulty finding someone who meets their expectations. Well, yeah. I mean, normally the women who have a college degree or college education or whatever want somebody who is at least at their level or higher than their level. And women who are college educated are finding it harder and harder to find these sort of men because there's not that many of them anymore. So a lot of them are just, you know, lonely and make a lot of money.
College-educated women want college-educated men.
Most young men, over 60%, are single today, and women particularly, those who are college-educated, say they're struggling to find someone who meets their expectations. Well, look, it's okay to have any expectations you want, but a lot of you ladies out there have expectations that, for a guy that you want, that are the only guys that'll meet those expectations are those that are in Disney movies. Stop pining for a man that doesn't exist.
See, Stacy is looking for someone college educated who's making more than her. But not that many young men are on that level yet. Older men are, but not many around Stacy's age. But you know who doesn't care? Karen. Karen doesn't care about your lack of college degree. Karen wants to pick you up in her 2013 Toyota minivan and bang you in the back seat, then take you to Olive Garden. No strings attached. Unlimited breadsticks.
How can you say no to unlimited breadsticks at Olive Garden? I mean, come on. They have great pasta. Breadsticks will fill you up before you ever get your fucking food. But yeah, I think that sounds like a good time to me.
For basically all of human history, the most prevalent age gap was older man and younger woman. But why? Well, it's because men are all disgusting creeps who should be thrown into work camps and castrated and forced to make us pumpkin spice lattes. But also, it's because younger women are more fertile, and the whole point of relationships is to make babies. Or at least it used to be. Well, at least in our lizard brains. That's the whole point. I don't know what the point of modern relationships are anymore. I just learned recently that people...
If you get really down to it, to the absolute basic level, the point of living is to procreate and to create more life. That is at the very basic level of the point of life, is to keep proliferating. Just to keep making more babies. That is the basic of the basics when it comes to what life is about. There's a lot more to life, but strip everything away down to the basics, and that's basically it. That's all there is to it. Just, birth a child, raise the child goes on his own, finds a partner, mates with a partner, makes another child, and the cycle goes on and on and on.
Purposely get into short-term relationships, which is bizarre to me, like what's the point? As well as situationships and polycules. The world is very confusing. It turns out people are different than me. Now let's be real, Hagmaxing simply does not make any sense from a evolutionary biological standpoint. But it's 2024, we have surpassed the need for evolutionary biology. We could grow babies in pods and also kill ourselves in...
I've heard that with this suicide pod, there was a family that is suing the people who's making this suicide pod because somebody actually used it and they killed themselves in it. And the family wasn't happy about it, so they're suing them now. So basically, Futurama has finally come to life. Instead of a suicide booth, we have a suicide pod.
Our brains are full of plastic.
Scientists in Brazil found microplastics in the brain tissue of cadavers. According to a new study published Monday in the Journal of JAMA Network Open, mounting research over the last few years has found microplastics in nearly every organ in the body, as well as in the bloodstream and in plaque that clogs arteries. Yeah, I think the plastic we need to phase out plastic and find a new substitute.
Now, men wanting to be with younger women made sense when babies were the goal, but babies don't seem to be the goal anymore. For men,
babies aren't really the goal anymore because you realize how fucking expensive it is to raise a child. From birth to 18, it is, and nowadays it's quite literally over $1 million. Just to raise a child from birth to 18, it is $1 million. A lot of it comes from just when they're born, because it costs tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars just to have a freaking child. Because prices for the stuff in hospitals are not regulated. It's up to each individual hospital as to what the price is. And they overcharge the ever-living fuck out of everything. Because they see, apparently all these places see life as a for-profit institution rather than what their job actually is supposed to be, about saving and helping lives. Like, it's fine if you want to make money from it, but don't make it that it's so expensive where people don't even come to you anymore because they can't afford to take care of themselves and to keep living.
Many older women who simply don't want to have them, and for many younger Gen Z men who think they can't afford them, or even worse, are scared that having kids will contribute to climate change. It's like every other week I see an article, fear-mongering Gen Z, don't have kids, it will increase.
Want to fight climate change? Have fewer children. Oh, that's so stupid. Look, we've only been in heavy industry for what? Little over 200 years, almost 300 years maybe. I don't think we've done enough to the point where we have significantly altered the earth. More than the earth has been altering itself. If we wanted to damage the earth in a very significant way that the earth has done to itself, we would need to have been in heavy industry probably for well over 1,000 years. Like, we may have contributed to it a little bit, but not to the point where the earth has been doing to itself.
The carbon emissions, blah blah blah, you have to save the planet, and first of all I gotta ask, who the fuck we saving the planet for if not future generations? So if Gen Z does not want kids, if they think they can't afford kids, why does being with a fertile woman even matter? Might as well date an older woman, might as well scramble those rotten eggs. Ugh. Editor, edit that out, edit that out. No. But believe it or not, Hagmaxing is not really a new thing. It's been around for a really long time. Hundreds of years, even. In fact, there was a very famous Hagmaxer in American history who wrote an entire letter of why it's preferable to sleep with an older woman. And that Hagmaxer's name? Benjamin Franklin. No, I'm not kidding. Benjamin Franklin literally wrote about the benefits of Hagmaxing. And
hang on.
Benjamin Franklin literally wrote about the benefits.
A Franklin Valentine, why older women make better mistresses than younger ones. Huh. Interesting.
Of Hagmaxing. And what's funny is a lot of the reasons Benjamin Franklin gives are the same reasons a lot of the Zoomers who Hagmax give today. Because as they have more knowledge of the world and their minds are better stored with observations, their conversation is more improving and more lastingly agreeable. Because when women cease to be handsome, they study to be good. So basically, she can't rely on her looks anymore and has to develop a personality. Because
hang on, let's go back to that.
Basically,
because when women cease to be handsome, they study to be good. So as their looks start to decline, they have to start developing in other areas in order to keep themselves interesting and wanted. Now, if they didn't solely rely on their looks when they were younger and, you know, developed a personality and more stuff, like I said in the early in the video, then the majority of them probably would have found men who would have wanted to wife them up and they wouldn't be lonely. To maintain their influence over men, they supply the diminution, however you say that, of beauty by augmentation of utility. They learn to do 1,000 services, small and great, and are the most tender and useful of all friends when you are sick. Thus they continue amiable, and hence there is hardly such a thing to be found as an old woman who is not a good woman.
Because when women cease to be handsome, they study to be good. So basically, she can't rely on her looks anymore and has to develop a personality. Because there is no hazard of children, which irregularly produced may be attended with much inconvenience.
Because there's no hazard of children. Children are a hazard, people. So says Benjamin Franklin.
Because through more experience, they are more prudent and discreet in conducting an intrigue to prevent suspicion. They're easier, more prudent and discreet in conducting an intrigue to prevent suspicion.
The commerce with them is therefore safer with regard to your reputation, and with regard to theirs. If the affair should happen to be known, considerate people might be rather inclined to excuse an old woman who would kindly take care of a young man form his manners by her good counsels, and prevent his ruining his health and fortune among mercenary prostitutes. So basically, they're just saying that it's okay for him to have an affair with an older woman than it is with a younger one, because he will develop better.
They're easier to cheat on your wife with. Lovely. Because in every animal that walks upright, the deficiency of the fluids that fill the muscles appears first in the highest part. The face first grows lank and wrinkled, then the neck, then the breast and arms, the lower parts continuing to the last, as plump as ever. Benjamin Franklin really just said, the ass is still fat. Incredible stuff from our founding
She still got the gyat.
fathers. I will literally never be able to look at a picture of this man the same again. This is no longer the guy who discovered electricity. No, this is the great American Hagmaxer. So basically, some Gen Z guys have found a hack in the male loneliness epidemic by dating the women who are suffering from the female loneliness epidemic. Like the two unwanted ends of a bread loaf coming together to make a sandwich. Beautiful. Two people who
Whoever makes a sandwich out of the two ends of bread, are you okay?
believe they are the leftovers of society. Two people using each other to temporarily numb the pain. Or maybe it's not that fucking deep and it's just a funny meme. To be honest, I don't think
I
this
think
is
it's
an
just a funny
epidemic
meme.
like the internet makes it seem like it is. All the data basically says that women prefer to date men slightly older than them or around the same age as them, and men tend to date women younger than them or around the same age as them. Large age gaps, for the most part, are rare. In relationships where the man is older, he's usually only older by 1 to 2 years. In relationships where the woman is older, 2 to 3 years. In all Western countries, only 8% of couples have an age gap of 10 or more, and couples with a larger age gap have more of a chance of getting a divorce. But it is a rising trend to think about and keep an eye on. As the social landscape continues to change, so will gender dynamics, and I find that very interesting. But that's enough of my yapping. What do you guys think? What do you think of hagmaxing? Have you ever hagmaxed? Would you hagmax? Personally, I am married to someone younger than me. He was graduating middle school while I was going into college. Well, to be clear, I did not know him when he was in middle school. I am not married to a middle schooler. Not a groomer, folks. Do not put in the newspaper that I am a groomer. If you like this video, please consider supporting me on Patreon, link down below. It helps the channel a lot, and I appreciate it so much. Also, big shout out to Holtzkern again for sponsoring this video. Check them out, link down below, and I will see you next time with a new video. Bye!
Well, I think hagmaxing is fine. I think dating somebody who's 10 plus years older than you or 10 plus years younger than you is fine, as long as it is legal. Since they would be two consenting adults. But like you said, I'd like to know what you all think of this hagmaxing thing. Let me know what you think in the comments below. You think it's okay? You think it's wrong? What are your opinions on it? I'd like to read and hear your thoughts on this. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe for more. I also stream over on Twitch 3 to 4 days a week, Wednesday through Saturday. Sometimes I won't stream on Wednesdays, but it is Wednesdays through Saturdays at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. So go give me a follow over there, and I'd love to see you all over on my stream. And help me build the Nerd Empire community. With that being said, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.